Joplin Nation? It's your boy Hamid G. Freedom Lifestyle, the road to redemption. I was always taught that it's not where you're from, but where you're at. So you can catch me out here in Springfield, Missouri. I'll be shooting out to the Kansas City, Missouri, my state. And I'm rocking with the cities out here. Talking to the whole nation, from the East Coast to the West Coast to the dirty South, Midwest. Sometimes you can't help but to just worry about your own life, your own circle, to keep your sanity. With so many problems we facing we gotta just stop and enjoy the moment, and you gotta force yourself to just ignore it, ignore all the chaos, ignore all the poverty, the injustices, the harsh realities that's going on in the world, with this child molestation, sex trafficking, corruption in the government, police brutality, the mass incarcerations. You got to ignore all of these things and just focus on your own life, your own obligations and responsibilities, just to keep your sanity, So I'm no different than anybody else out there. I seek God on a daily basis, and I bow down and I thank Him for the blessings that I have in my life. And I pray for blessings amongst other individuals, and I seek His favor. I fall short on many occasions. I can't sit here and say I don't. On many occasions, I fail as a human being. I fail as a man, as a husband, as a father. Many times, over and over. But that doesn't keep me from getting back up and continuing on the struggle. And the burdens get lighter as I get older, God's really paving the way for the future right now for me. But I've been getting test after test after test, that He shoots my way. And I've passed many and I've failed a few, It's just, it's a constant struggle, trying to find myself in this crazy lost world, and it's like a lot of relatives I grew up with, and we was tight like peanut butter and jelly. We was all really, rock solid. And now as a grown man, moving from the hometown, it was a transition for me. From being in a culture that's predominantly non-barraza down there, to coming up here and it's a whole nother culture that's the majority. I had to adapt and overcome my situation, but in the process, I transformed and I was able to see things in a different perspective. So it's a blessing. I'm very thankful to be alive at 31 years old, because I've lost a lot of friends of mine, relatives that weren't even half the age I'm at and, died. Some people just never make it to be this age. So if I was to die today, I'd say I lived a good life, Yes, I was incarcerated many years, but it wasn't always all bad in there, There's plenty of times I had great times in there. I was raised in the system, from my juvie years to my young adult years. So, of course, it's going to form a lot of my characteristics, a lot of my swag and my movement, my beliefs and values is going to form a lot of it. But through my faith in God and through the love He has for me, I'm able to grow in His spirit, in His blessings and His favor and His wisdom and knowledge. The devil's always attacking me. That's never going to stop till the day I go down into the dirt. It shall continue to be a struggle, I was born in the struggle and I shall remain in the struggle. And I'm cool with that. I've come to accept reality and say and call it for what it is, Everybody got issues. I don't know nobody that don't have any issues, man. And I don't know anybody that couldn't use a few extra dollars. You know, everybody's chasing this money in some form or fashion. You know, and I myself, you know, am caught up in the rat race with everybody else to survive, you know. But believe me, I'm searching and I'm searching and I'm praying and I'm seeking a better way. Unfortunately, I see a lot of injustices. I see a lot of disaster. I see a lot of problems. And the other day I was driving back from Oklahoma to Missouri, and I seen on the opposite side of the highway, and there was a lot of traffic. There was no way for me to just loop around like that. The next exit wasn't for like a couple miles or something, and the traffic was like bumper to bumper. But it was snowing, it was cold, and there was a girl with the baby walking on the side of the road, and it's like 30 degrees out there and raining. And I don't think she had any shoes on. You know, and I'm over here in my heater, you know, chilling in my ride, driving through, and you know, it just really made me think, you know, like how good I got it, and to never take that lightly. That was just a small little example, but there's plenty of more I could shoot out there. And you know, the other day also I gave a homeless man that was walking, I said 60 miles on the highway. He had like 5 bags on him, bro. So I picked this dude up, and his face is all scratched up, like all of this nasty with it, man. He said he had been picking his face. He hadn't slept in 4 days. He was on that meth. And my wife was sitting right next to me, bro. And he sat in the back seat. So I'm talking to him. I'm driving him to Joplin, Missouri is where I dropped him off at. So we get there to Joplin. I buy him a bus ticket. I give him some money to eat. But it took me an hour from when I picked him up to where I dropped him off, driving on the highway at like 70, 80 miles an hour. You know, there's no way he would have made it. At that night, they had a blizzard so bad, it was like in the single digits. And this dude was planning on sleeping under a bridge somewhere, because he said, I was just about to go lay it down. He had been walking for 2 days. And no, he said nobody gave him a ride. That nobody pulled over and asked him for a ride or none of that. And a lot of people ain't going to pick this guy up. Think about it. Who's going to pick up a homeless dude on the side of the road carrying bags, and then they pick him up and he's all scratched up and tweaked out? Nobody. They're going to think, oh, they're going to be scared. They're not going to want to do that, or disgusted. You know, and to me, yeah, it was more none of those feelings. It was more of an anger towards the devil. You know, a sadness as well mixed in there, to seeing how the devil had this dude through the dope. The devil using this dope to get him tweaked out so bad that, you know, he hasn't slept in days. He's all freaking picked up on his face, got deep scratches, like scarred up, you know, thick. Like, this is what the devil's doing to people nationwide. You know, he's attacking individuals through addiction. And addiction comes in many forms. You got addiction like heroin abuse, pharmaceutical prescription abuse, cocaine, crack, meth, alcohol. Let's not forget that one. Let's not forget that, because just because it's legal doesn't mean it's not just as bad as the other ones. You know, that's why they got Alcoholic Anonymous, you know. So me, myself, I don't condone the use of alcohol or narcotics or tobacco products, because they all destroy and kill. You know, I honestly, if you're going to smoke anything or do anything, you better off smoking some reefer. You know, honestly. Now, I do believe there's a limit to everything. So I don't condone the abuse of marijuana. I don't condone that you become a pothead and you give up your responsibilities just to go smoke grass all day long. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, if you have a back pain or something one day before you go to bed, maybe a little pipe or something, you know, it'll help ease the mind a little bit. But stay away from nicotine, tobacco products, from alcohol, from pharmaceuticals, heroin, like all the drugs I just mentioned, man. Stay away from these heavy-duty drugs, man. They're just gonna destroy your life, bro. And stay away from criminal activity. Don't be caught up out here, breaking the law for nothing. There's a lot of states that's already legal to smoke grass. They're doing it legitimately, and they're doing the right thing. Anything that keeps people away from drama and problems in their life, I'm gonna support it. At the end of the day, I'm not the leading pastor of no church. I'm out here on the streets, homie, on the struggle, all by myself with God Almighty on my side. I will link up with other righteous soldiers of God out here on these streets. And we could come together and we can share this burden, brother. You don't have to carry this burden by yourself. God's going to lead the way, and other righteous soldiers, we can share our burdens. We can carry this burden together. The Righteous Brothers Coalition be a beautiful thing. Ain't not one person walking this planet perfect, bro. Everybody's got sins, issues, and problems they're dealing with. Everyone. I don't care who you is. We all got them. We all commit sin. Whether we want to believe it, admit it, it's the truth. Everyone sins. You take your favorite Christian pastor or mega church leader, it doesn't matter who we're comparing. Everyone falls short of the glory of God. Just keep that in mind. But that doesn't mean just because I made a sin that all of a sudden I'm supposed to stop seeking righteousness and trying to do the right thing and continuing to pray and fast and seeking favor and wisdom and knowledge. That's the problem with a lot of people. They say, oh, I already committed a sin, so I might as well just keep sinning and making things worse and burying a bigger hole. It's too hard to do the right thing. I don't want to have those responsibilities of being a Christian, of doing the right thing, of being a righteous man. It's hard to be a righteous man. You better believe that. It's not something that's to be taken lightly. In the old school generation, they would work 40, 50 years at a job and retire. I got, my grandfathers were the same way. And I admire and I respect people like that can get up day after day and go take care of the responsibilities, still come home to the family and do that for their whole life, for their familia. I admire and I respect that 100%. I just never been that kind of a guy, where I can do that. To me, it's scary to think of just staying somewhere 50 years like that at a job so they can take care of me with these paychecks. Yeah, I'm in there earning it. Yes, that's true. But a lot of these guys, they'll never even dare to go and try another company. It's just not going to do that. So if the company goes under, they find themselves getting laid off and whatnot. Companies can go under. And then that's when you got to reroute. But righteous men will find another way. God will provide it for them. But right now I'm in a transition stage. I'm trying a bunch of different hustles, man. I'm out here, cutting hair. I'm out here selling cars. I'm out here selling vacuum cleaners. I'm out here going to college. I'm in the electronic media production class. I'm raising my son. I'm fighting the devil every single day. I'm working out at the gym. I'm starting to eat right. I just made a shake earlier, some vegetable stuff. It was the nastiest veggie shake I ever made in my life. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish it. I still got a half a pint. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know what I'm up to. And hopefully a lot of y'all out there are seeking a healthy lifestyle as well. And just trying to live life to the maximum. I want everything that life has to offer, bro. If there's blessings that are within my reach, I need that. I want that. I seek that. I pray for that. If there's blessings, that within my reach, I need to reach out and I need to grab what's mine, what God has already predestined for me. We need to proclaim victory in His name. I want this life. I want these blessings. I want this new house. I want this new car. I want this great job. I want to make my wife happy. I want this, we gotta seek the best things that life has to offer, bro. You know, we gotta stop letting the devil destroy us with alcohol addiction and drug abuse, with being an evil person. You know, let's kill the hate. There's no reason to hate on nobody, man. There's no reason to hate on nothing. But it's the enemy attacking everybody. So we need to find productive ways to release stress. Watch what you're putting in your ears, in your eyes. I learned that the hard way the other day when I was listening to J-Rock. Already know what we're on, at Freedom Lifestyle, the road to redemption. That's where we're headed. You know, don't get it twisted, we're on the road to redemption. You know, but we've already been redeemed by God Almighty. So the redemption has already came. And we got to proclaim that. And the freedom is a lifestyle. I remember being locked up in prison, you know, the freedom was snatched away from you. You're stuck living in this environment, you know, and you can't escape, you can't get out of it. It's like living in a nightmare, in the twilight zone. Honestly, it may make you go crazy and mad. Absolutely. You know, you can lose your sanity in there. It happens all the time. Boys come out and they burnt the fuck up. They burned out. Stay tuned. This Friday, I'm taking live phone calls from the nation. I don't care who you running with, bro. I don't care nothing. What side of the country you at? East Coast, Dirty South, Midwest, West Coast. It don't matter what side of the nation you at. If you run across the video, hit me up. Call in. Tell me the story you got, a redemption. You know, and I want to talk to you. Call me. Let's reach out. Let's collaborate. Let's talk streets. With all that said, it's your brother Hamid G, Freedom Lifestyle. We out.